Starter, welcome to this edition of Let's Get Earthy. It's garden month and I want to take you around my rather frolicking but very productive garden. I want to show you some of the herbs and flowers that I grow, some on purpose, some that I just allow to grow, pop up and they take off. All of them great for bringing insects and bees, butterflies, dragonflies to my garden to help pollinate and keep down the unwanted pests. Let's get going. If you're the sort of gardener who loves everything in nice, neat rows, look away. This is not for you. I go on the permaculture principles. I just love how this garden just comes together. I do plant lots of things, but as I said, I let things grow. This is the foliage of the dill. I've got in here lettuce, chives, squash coming on there. I just love the rolling nature of this garden. Pumpkins, got that borage growing in amongst the pumpkins, dill growing in amongst them, broad beans finishing up, tomatoes here. This is one of my favourites. This is borage. Grows very, very easily. I planted it once about 10 years ago and now it just roams around the garden each year. When it turns up where I don't want it, I pull it out and put it in the compost heap. But as you can see, it brings hundreds and hundreds of bees all the time. Absolutely fabulous. You can eat these flowers too. They make a wonderful addition to a summer salad. Here are chives gone to seed. Aren't these beautiful? Every year, these are a bit late this year, but normally around Christmas time, I have these on our Christmas table. People go, what are these flowers? They're so gorgeous. They're actually just chives gone to seed. Something beautiful you can let go in your garden and enjoy. Look at those beautiful colours. Just fantastic. Sunflower is one of my favourites. This year I put in a multi-head variety. Because we live on the mountains, we get a lot of wind. And I found that even though I could grow the really big heads, the wind would often, blow them over and crack them off before they were ready to go to full seed. This year, as you can see, look, this is just 4 plants and they're amazing. Again, bringing wonderful bees to our garden. Growing like crazy here, I have several sorts of zucchini and pumpkin. This is a new one I put in this year, golden zucchini. Absolutely beautiful, stacked full of vitamins and minerals. What I really want to show you though for this episode is this. This is dill. Self-sown because again, I planted some about 10 years ago and the seeds just meander around the garden during winter and up they pop. This makes a beautiful table setting, in a vase too if you don't want to use them. You can of course use the green foliage of dill, and I do in salads. You can make tea, but this is what we're really after, these seed heads. These are starting to form now. These are the seeds that fly around my garden all year. Just fantastic in salads, really good for your digestion, go in all sorts of things. I even put them in my chai tea. And when I'm done with them in the garden, I either give them to my animals, put them in the compost bin. Cows love them, chooks love them. You can even just hack them up, put them straight back onto the earth, and they will continue to give you good value for years and years to come. This is lemon balm, just about to go to seed. I use this for making tea. Put it in my kombucha, and over here you'll see comfrey. The only trouble with comfrey is that it'll grow from the tiniest bit of tuber. So if you don't want it everywhere in your garden, keep it confined. I have this in a confined garden bed. It does sneak out though, so be careful. Hello Ruby. Ruby's always in the garden with me. This is my strawberry beds, and as you can see, there's 2 big long beds. We had a wonderful crop around Christmas time. They're just starting to have another go here with some flowers. I might get another flush of strawberries, but this is not a strawberry, as you will identify. Here's a potato. I don't know how these potatoes first got in here, but once they're there, you've got them forever. I try not to get too upset about that because when I'm ready, I can come in here. These aren't quite ready to pull yet. But especially during winter when the strawberries are finished and died back, I've also got an extra crop of potatoes to enjoy. Here's good old chives. Again, grow off and on all year round. Going to flower and seed at the moment. Just a beautiful little flower. Also looks great inside. That scatters the seed around. Got a constant supply all throughout the year. Coming past my sweet corn here and what's left of the broad beans, you'll see these magnificent plants. These are Jerusalem artichokes. In about 4 to 5 weeks, they are going to come out in the most beautiful yellow flowers, a cross between a daisy and a sunflower. And down there under the earth are the tubers, and these tubers are absolutely fantastic for my animals, but also for people. They are probiotic, have some wonderful properties, taste a little bit like water chestnut. So I let these grow in my garden. If I don't need them, I can pull them out, get them out of the way, but just absolutely wonderful to eat for me and my animals. I even let the carrot and parsnips go to seed, a few of them. This is their magnificent, beautiful flower. See the seeds forming in there, just gorgeous. As you can see, it looks like butterflies, and it does attract other butterflies to my garden. These are Watsonia bulbs. Again, I planted these ages ago and they've gone berserk. This year I'll have to clean them up because they're, as you can see, taking over the garden bed. I planted them to bring insects again. They're so pretty. I'm going to put these bulbs down my orchard this year to help my fruit trees pollinate better. Here's another old-fashioned favourite, the nasturtium. They actually act as a very good trapping plant because the mustard oil they produce attracts all sorts of unwanted insect pests. I've got these roaming around all of my garden in various different colours, both my ornamental garden, down in my orchard, and also here in the hothouse and vegetable garden. They make wonderful Nasturtium tea. You can eat the flowers and the leaves and the seed pods, you can see in there. They're hot, they're peppery, they're absolutely fantastic. Easy to grow. This plant here reminds me of Grandma's house. It's Feverfew, growing there amongst my pumpkins and my zucchini, bringing helpful insects, looking really pretty. And then it goes to seed, just like this. Look at these zucchinis. Awesome. This is Feverfew going to seed. And that then, again, self-sows around my garden. This is rhubarb. People seem to have a love-hate relationship with rhubarb. As you can see, these stalks are growing. I love it. Rhubarb and apple pie. I stew it up, add some nice brown sugar, some organic sugar, and make fruit straps for the kids. Easy to grow. Good old-fashioned plant. This is marjoram. The essential oil of marjoram is very good for lots of things. I also like it in spaghetti bolognese and other meat dishes. I even put some in my tea sometimes. I actually have an open compost bin. I've got a big enough garden to be able to do that. So this is one of my raised garden beds, as you can see. So I put my compost in here, I move it around, I put other plants on, old plants on top, I put a bit of dirt, bit of hay, whatever I've got. And it just keeps filling these garden beds up with beautiful nutrients for next year's crop. Being in the garden, especially the veggie garden, is one of my soul places. It is a fair bit of hard work, and sometimes I have to call in someone that's a bit stronger than me, namely hubby Dave, to help me out on some of the tasks. And he hates the next thing I'm going to show you, but this is part of it. This is my Brassica Tunnel, which is just wonderful, except for the fact right now it's all going to seed. There's weeds everywhere. We have had the best kale this year. All those yellow flowers are the kale going to seed. We've even got a few raspberries growing in here as well. I'm not worried because there's some comfrey, because very soon I'm going to lay all this over, put some newspaper down on top of it, put some sugarcane mulch, let it sit over the winter, and then before I know it, all that beautiful organic kale is going to be popping up again and we can have kale chips to our heart's content. Well, I'm Merelyn Carter. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Let's Get Earthy. I hope you've got a little bit of inspiration to get out there and enjoy herbs, experiment, have fun, enjoy their flowers. Some you can use the leaves, the roots, the tubers. Some we extract essential oils from and put them in our products. And if for no other reason, plant some of these beautiful plants just so you can sit in the garden and enjoy.